Imagine the horror of two innocent kids, beaming with excitement on their first big family trip, suddenly yanked from their comfy first-class seats and told they don't belong there, just because they're black. But when their powerful CEO dad steps in, he doesn't just fight back. He flips the entire airline upside down and teaches the world a lesson in equality that no one saw coming. The Johnson family buzzed with excitement as they headed to the airport for their dream vacation to Hawaii. Marcus Johnson, a black CEO who'd built a tech empire from the ground up, couldn't wait to see the joy on his wife Lisa's face and their kids, 10-year-old Maya and 8-year-old Jamal. Maya chattered about building sandcastles on the beach, her eyes sparkling with ideas, while Jamal clutched his toy plane, dreaming of snorkeling in the ocean. Marcus had worked tirelessly to give his family moments like this, overcoming countless barriers to reach the top. At the airport, he surprised them with first-class upgrades, wanting this trip to be extra special. The kids squealed as they checked in, their laughter filling the terminal. At the gate, they boarded early, settling into plush first-class seats with wide grins. Maya fiddled with the fancy screen, picking a movie, while Jamal munched on complimentary snacks, marveling at the extra legroom. Lisa squeezed Marcus's hand, grateful for his hard work that made this possible. Everything felt perfect, like a scene from a movie where all the struggles of their past faded away. Marcus glanced at his family, his heart swelling with pride. He'd grown up facing prejudice, but moments like these, seeing his kids carefree and happy, made every fight worth it. As the plane began to fill, the family chatted about their plans, swimming with turtles, exploring volcanoes, and eating shaved ice. The kids' giggles drew warm smiles from nearby passengers. For the Johnsons, this wasn't just a vacation. It was a celebration of their love and resilience. Little did they know, their perfect start was about to face an unfair challenge that would test their strength in ways they never imagined. As the plane hummed with boarding passengers, the Johnson family's excitement dimmed when a flight attendant named Karen approached with a tight-lipped smile. She zeroed in on Maya and Jamal, who were nestled in their first-class seats, giggling over their screens. "I need to see your boarding passes again," she demanded, her tone sharp despite the passes already being checked. Confused, Lisa handed them over, but Karen barely glanced before declaring, "These seats are for first-class passengers only." Maya's smile faded, and Jamal's grip tightened on his toy plane as Karen insisted there was a mix-up. Lisa calmly explained they'd paid for the seats, showing the receipts, but Karen called her supervisor, who sided with her without checking. The supervisor claimed first class was overbooked, though empty seats were visible nearby. Passengers whispered and stared, making the kids feel small and out of place. Despite Lisa's protests, the crew forced Maya and Jamal to gather their things and move to cramped economy seats at the back. Maya's eyes welled with tears as she shuffled down the aisle, and Jamal kept his head down, clutching his bag. The humiliation stung, especially as other passengers avoided eye contact or murmured in judgment. Lisa stayed in first class, her heart breaking for her kids, but she was told to remain or risk escalating things further. The kids sat quietly in their new seats, confused and hurt, wondering why they were singled out. It wasn't about overbooking. The cold looks and curt words hinted at something uglier. As the plane taxied, the kids huddled together, their dream vacation tainted by unfair treatment. Meanwhile, Marcus, still on his work call in the lounge, had no idea the injustice his family was facing, but he'd soon find out. Marcus Johnson was in the airport lounge, wrapping up a critical work call, unaware of the humiliation his family had just endured. He'd stepped away to finalize a deal, trusting his wife Lisa and their kids, Maya and Jamal, were settled happily in first class. When he finally boarded the plane, just before takeoff, he found Lisa alone, her face tight with anger and hurt. She quickly explained how the flight crew had forced their kids to the back of the plane, claiming overbooking despite empty first-class seats. Marcus's heart sank, picturing Maya's tearful eyes and Jamal's confusion as they were marched to economy. The sting of injustice hit hard. This wasn't a mistake. It was the same prejudice he'd fought his whole life. Keeping his cool, he demanded answers from the crew. but they brushed him off, citing policy and the imminent departure. Fury simmered beneath his calm exterior as he pulled out his phone, discreetly recording their dismissive responses. Sitting beside Lisa, he squeezed her hand, promising to fix this. As the plane took off, Marcus's mind raced. He texted his legal team, alerting them to the situation, and sent a quick message to his company's PR manager to prepare for what was coming. He knew this wasn't just about seats. It was about his kids being targeted for their skin color. Lisa's voice trembled as she recounted the kids' embarrassment, and Marcus's resolve hardened. He leaned over, whispering to her, "They'll regret this." With the plane in the air, he began drafting a plan, his years of overcoming obstacles as a black CO fueling his determination. This wasn't just a family vacation anymore. It was a fight for justice, and Marcus was ready to make the airline answer for their actions. As the plane soared toward Hawaii, Marcus Johnson wasted no time. He walked to the back, where Maya and Jamal sat quietly in their cramped economy seats, their excitement replaced by confusion. He hugged them tightly, whispering, "This isn't your fault, and I'll make it right." Their small smiles fueled his resolve. Back in first class, he confronted the crew again, showing their valid tickets and demanding the kids' return. The flight attendant, Karen, and her supervisor doubled down, citing vague safety protocols. Marcus stayed calm but pulled out his phone, going live on social media. In a steady voice, he shared the story of his kids being unfairly moved, tagging the airline and describing the clear discrimination. The video spread like wildfire. Within minutes, it had thousands of views, with activists and influencers amplifying it. Passengers nearby began filming too, capturing the crew's evasive responses. Marcus's phone buzzed with messages of support as his followers, including business leaders, reposted the video. Meanwhile, he texted his legal team to start drafting a case and contacted his company's PR manager to keep the pressure on. Then, using the plane's satellite phone, he called the airline CEO directly, introducing himself as the head of a major tech firm. His tone was firm. "Fix this now, or face a lawsuit and public backlash." The CEO stammered, promising to investigate. Marcus returned to his kids, reassuring them with stories of how he'd overcome prejudice before. By the time the plane landed, the internet was ablaze with #JusticeForJohnsons, and the airline was scrambling. Marcus knew this was bigger than one flight. It was a chance to teach his kids and the world that standing up to injustice could spark real change. The plane touched down in Hawaii, but Marcus Johnson's fight was far from over. His viral video had ignited a firestorm, with millions demanding accountability from the airline. The airline CEO, now in full panic mode, called Marcus mid-disembarkation, offering a personal apology, free first-class upgrades for life, and compensation. Marcus accepted, but pushed for more than gestures. He demanded systemic change to prevent this from happening again. Stunned by the public outcry and Marcus's influence as a tech CEO, the airline acted swiftly. They fired Karen and her supervisor, launched mandatory anti-bias training for all staff, and pledged a hefty donation to anti-racism organizations. Marcus's legal team ensured these promises were binding. As the family stepped off the plane, Maya and Jamal, now back in first class for the return trip, beamed with pride at their dad's strength. The story of their humiliation turned triumph spread globally, inspiring others to speak out against discrimination. Social media buzzed with support, and news outlets hailed Marcus as a hero for turning personal pain into a movement. Back in Hawaii, the Johnsons finally began their vacation, building sandcastles and snorkeling as planned, but the trip now held deeper meaning. Marcus sat his kids down on the beach, explaining how standing up with courage and smarts could change the world. Maya hugged him, saying she wanted to be brave like him, while Jamal vowed to never let anyone feel small. The family's bond grew stronger, their laughter echoing under the Hawaiian sun. What started as a dream vacation marred by injustice became a powerful lesson in resilience and justice. Marcus knew the fight against prejudice wasn't over, but his family's story showed that one voice, backed by determination, could shift the course of history for the better. Love the Johnson family's story? Hit subscribe on Black Stories, like, comment, and share to spread these powerful tales of triumph. Join our community now, and let's inspire change together.